let's say you've done projects related to the domain that you're trying to work in. If a company sees that, they recognize that, hey, this person has already done work that would be valuable to us. I mean, that is a
Yeah.
clear identifier. That person can drive value immediately. The idea that you said that there's a shortage of data scientists. A lot of people, one of the most common questions I get asked is, it seems like the market's saturated. There's so many people applying to these positions, yada, yada, yada. And I've always believed that there's a shortage at like the mid tier where people are not qualified to do the work. There's a lot of people at the early stages that want to get their first role. But once you get into the later senior or even just like a just non-junior data scientists, it's like none of these people are qualified for the work we need. Is that a similar phenomenon to what you're seeing? Or is it also even at the entry level tier, a lot of people aren't upskilled enough?
Yeah, I mean, so it depends, right? And there's not necessarily a shortage of people applying for data science jobs.
There's a lot.
It's
Yeah.
yes, there's a lot of people doing that. It's more a shortage of qualified data scientists. And to your point, it depends on the tier that you're looking at, right? Like, are you looking for a junior, mid, or senior level data scientist? That sort of thing. Like in the past, before I went on my own and, sort of founded my own companies and that sort of thing, I used to run the data science practice at an IoT innovation consulting firm. And, I would get hundreds of resumes for data science roles that I had open. And out of it, I'd say less than 1% were actually people that would be probably qualified enough for the role. Now, part of that was that we weren't this like mega consulting firm with thousands of employees and offices globally or anything. So I think, a lot of it's also the size of the company in the sense that, you can take more junior people. The bigger the company, the more resources you tend to have and the more ability you have to bring on very junior people and sort of train them up, upskill them within the organization, have mentorship, like more leads, like data science leads or senior, mid to senior level data scientists sort of help, help ramp them up and then move them through a progression of that more entry level junior role to something a little bit more senior. In the smaller companies, especially like nowadays, I work with both enterprise companies, but also very early stage startups. A lot of times the smaller the company is, the more you have to like hit the ground running, right? And you might only be able to make one hire. And so you don't really have that infrastructure to hire someone junior. So you need somebody very senior. And I think that's, that could start delivering value and creating, outcomes and results right away. And that's where it can get a little more challenging in the sense that where the shortage I was talking about is, finding really good, talented, experienced data scientists can be a little bit trickier. So, but yeah, I would say there doesn't seem to be a huge shortage of people, at least wanting to get into data science, as you know. And what you often see also, I'm sure, as you know, is that a lot of the people that are trying to get into data science often don't come from data science. They're either like coming right out of school and they want to get into data science as their first job, or they're making a mid-career transition and they want to switch from one thing to data science. And you see people coming from everything like marketing, customer support,
Finance and yeah,
finance, like
everywhere else.
anything. And then they want to shift, and those are great things. And so it's really just a matter of like that match between the level of experience the candidate has and what you need as an organization.
Yeah, well, so one thing I found very interesting about what you said around a more senior data scientist is that you need them to come in and create value, especially in the smaller companies, and create value immediately. I think that that is important to highlight to anyone who is interested in data science roles is that, let's say you've done projects related to the domain that you're trying to work in. If a company sees that, they recognize that, hey, this person has already done work that would be valuable to us. I mean, that is a clear identifier that that person can drive value immediately. Let's say I wanted to work for a baseball team and I've already done some roster analysis. I've already put forth a couple hypotheses that could potentially help the team win more games. That's a huge incentive for that team to look at me further because I've already proven the value that I can create in the form of wins. And so, you know, even if I would imagine, even if there was a data scientist that didn't have, you know, X years of experience or X advanced degrees, if they came to you and said, okay, look, you know, based on these things, I think that this would, you know, you could make X amount of dollars. That's something people open their ears for.